I may be outnumbered, but now it's my turn with this story. Move over 10 best ways to find a boyfriend. Cosmopolitan Magazine is launching a new campaign to get women interested in the midterm elections. Cosmo Vote is what they're calling it. It's a new effort that will include candidate endorsements, stories on women-centric issues, and a social media effort to get readers to the polls, like this one from Beyonce. And I'm not, confession time, not an avid Cosmo reader myself.
Wow!
The pictures are really good.
I will say, at first blush, I thought this was a good idea. Get more people engaged, get more women to the polls. That sounds great. Then I read a little bit further, and it is pretty, I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but Cosmo is being very explicit. If you are pro-life, you need not apply for a Cosmo endorsement. They will not endorse a pro-life conservative, someone who's in favor of voter ID laws, which has the support of 70% of the American people. This is an explicitly, aggressively left-wing effort by Cosmo. And it's just a disappointment.
Sure, they're rallying people, and I'll tell you why, because they think they're going to have a female running for president in 2016, and they want to start now. This isn't really about the midterms. This is about looking forward to the presidential election. They need these female voters. They're going to talk about abortion. They're going to talk about issues that they think are women-centered issues, which, you know, they'll probably leave out jobs and a whole bunch of other stuff that all we ladies really care about. And I think it's typical. And I think conservatives have to be prepared for this type of thing, because this is what media does, and this is how elections get shaped, because women start to believe that the left is their ally, and that's where they should be voting.
Can I just say, though, and Andrea, this is what really frustrated me. One of the editors who was quoted in some of the stories about this, she said, well, of course we're not going to be endorsing anyone who is pro-life, because that is not in the best interests of our readers. Again, this arrogance that liberal women speak for all women on issues like this.
An office in Manhattan at a publishing company is making the decision for millions of women. You know, when I worked on Capitol Hill, it was my job to be the liaison between the House Republicans and women's magazines across the country. And let me tell you, Guy, this has never changed. This is the same thing we've seen. Glamour magazine does this. Marie Claire magazine does this. This is the most aggressive I've seen it. And also from Cosmo, which is usually giving sex tips instead of political advice. But these other magazines, they do the same thing every single cycle. They rarely endorse Republican candidates. They only indoctrinate you to be a certain ideology that they feel is best for all women. They never give the right a fair shake, and it's partially the reason that I wouldn't take these magazines seriously at all when they talk about politics.
And that's the thing, is this beyond the purview of what the readership of this magazine actually wants to see? Do they want to be preached at about politics when they want to really just check out the latest fashions and these wonderful shoes you guys are all wearing?
Well, God bless you. I guess we're going to find out. I mean, the market's going to speak back to this. And it's so interesting to see the enumeration of the topics that they're going to talk about. You mentioned some of the issues. The minute one of those politicians, though, messes up, one of their favorite politicians messes up with regard to one of these issues, I'll be curious to see if Cosmo.com and their Amy Odell, their editor, will include that article as balanced. It'll be really interesting. But if people decide to buy it or not buy it, the free market will decide.
Wow.